Hey guys, it's me again, back with some more Planetarian. Alright, let's see if I can do this right the first time, cause you know how I fuck up sometimes. Still hyped up on coffee. Seems like it's the best way to do it. Let me get into character again. Gotta turn into a giant dick bag and a cute robot at the same time. It's a little difficult, cause they're on opposite sides of the spectrum. Alright. Here we go. The old-style motor began to buzz like a horsefly on the verge of death. Is that what it sounded like? That's what I imagine a horsefly. And does it have the head of a horse, or is that a giant fly the size of a horse? Because that would be fucking terrifying, let me tell you. You need a big-ass fly swatter for that. At the same time, the bearings creaked and the projector itself moved slightly. However, nothing else happened. Yeah, you're a piece of shit at fixing that thing, aren't you? She's counting on you, man. Don't let her down, because I will fucking kill you. I will gut you if you make her upset. The smell of oil began to waft from the overheating engine, which was revving in vain to try to move the projector. Man, I cannot read today. Stop. Affirmative. Motor off. The horsefly-like buzzing died away. And silence washed back into the room. I got back on the stepladder and took another look. The waste heat radiating from the gearbox cover warmed my cheeks. I can warm those cheeks. Bam! So it still will not move, not even after all I have done. What I knew was that there was no flaw in the motor itself. That said, whether the problem lay in too much friction on the main shaft, or in improperly engaged gears in the gearbox, or in some other intractable problem. As I dug through my very limited knowledge base about this kind of things, I could feel her eyes upon me. You have very limited knowledge in talking to girls, and pretty much everything else. You're kinda shit out of luck, my friend. Mr. Customer, may I ask a question? What is it? Might there be an estimated time of completion for the repairs on Miss Gina? I swear to God if you say something mean. Look at, do you see her little glowy ribbons coming off her hair? She is worried. Who knows? I could not even venture a guess. Aw. Do you think we will be in time for tomorrow's 11 a.m. p.m. projection? I do not know. Pray to God if you like. Oh, I wonder what she's gonna say to that. Somehow I expected that. Which god should I pray? Son of a bitch. Which god should I pray to, then? As she very naturally reeled out this response, I very unnaturally stopped in motion. What did you say? For instance, the ancient Greek gods Zeus, Apollo, Hermes, Artemis, Demeter, Poseidon. She continued this meandering litany like a phonetic cipher from another world. Man, these words. Put the whole dictionary in this game. Some of these names were familiar to me. Gaia and Persephone were the names of two fortress colonies long ago, and Atropos and Megara were the nicknames of the heavy mobile artillery platforms used to destroy them. You have a lot of knowledge. Is that a compliment? I don't think it's a compliment. I think that's your form of a compliment. Thank you very much. As I am a robot, recall of data is one of my strong points. She said, looking truly delighted. Aw, see, she took it as a compliment, even though you didn't mean it like one. However, every once in a while, we get a customer who knows more about the stars than even I do. No. Shut up, Reverie. You know everything. I would believe anything you said in the world. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Her incessant praise of people was completely without sarcasm. Well then, which god would it be best for me to pray to? The god of death and destruction, is what I imagine you would say. Just pick whichever one you like best. Affirmative. In that case, I shall pray to Dionysus. I've never been able to say his name correctly. Son of a bitch, take your phone. Who the hell is that? The god of wine. I knew it. Dionysus was the god of wine and fertility. Oh shit. And he is often better known by his Roman name, Bacchus. Wine and fertility, huh? Yeah, boy. Flavor Flav. I'm sorry. That did not sound bad at all, but even if one were to pray long and hard, was that on purpose? You clever little translators. Long and hard. And the divine favor of the gods was just a bit hard to come by in this day and age. Ha! I felt that surely this god would be the most to your liking, Mr. Customer. Aw, did you see how nice she is, you motherfucker? And you're always being an asshole to her. You don't deserve her niceness. She added with a triumphant look on her face. It seemed that I had been registered in her database as a severe alcoholic. Yes you have. Always asking about that liquor. Well, you're not too far off. She looked gently at me as I made a wry expression, and then a smile that radiated nothing but innocence floated up to her face. She's so sweet. Pray to your god, not to mine. My god? The god of robots. If there are so many gods as you say, then surely at least one of them must be yours. She quickly turned serious. Dude, you need to pick your words better. She wants to be human. This is like a Pinocchio love story. I don't know if it's a love story actually. But she wants to be a real girl. She seemed to think about something for a while. Her eyes opened wide, and then finally she gave me a very familiar response. I cannot find the information you have requested in my base databases or my accumulated databases. I see. Too bad. Has this god been added to Pantheon very recently? If that is the case, then it is quite possible that the change might not be reflected in my databases. My sincerest apologies. The gorgeous litany of the names of the gods to her, the same as a chick list. What the fuck is wrong with me? The gorgeous litany of the names of the gods was, to her, the same as a checklist of a stockpiled parts. Even the second time around, I fuck it up. Son of a bitch. Anyway, Mr. Customer, I have been thinking about this, but do you not think it might be fun to install the fixed star light bulb soon? It seemed that she had been born with this enthusiasm, close to zealotry for her professional duties. Man, some of these words I've never seen before. I mean, I know what they mean, I've just never read them. As I stood there dumbfounded, she gracefully bent her hips and picked up one of the light bulbs on the floor. Who says that? Who says that? Just say she bent over and picked up a light bulb. Or she picked up a light bulb off the floor. Why do you have to say it like a creepy asshole? She bent her hips. I can't even do it. I can't even be creepy. She hugged it to her chest and then moved toward me. As she walked toward me, the cable connected to her writhed about on the floor like a python. I became very worried that the gyrating cable might damage the other light bulbs. Do not walk about with that cable attached to you. Sit where you are until I call you. Affirmative. Asshole. She obediently bowed her head in assent, stopped walking, and then sat down in a nearby chair. And, to my everlasting satisfaction, she said no more for a little while. I hope she hates you. I hope she secretly hates you and is planning to kill you in your sleep. She'll wrap that cord around your neck and just... All the stars and all the sky are waiting for you, motherfucker. The sounds of me grappling with the gearbox and the clinking of tools were the only things that could be heard in the room for a time. Oh, man. But eventually, she opened her mouth. Are you kidding me? She is that cute, and you are being the biggest dick. The biggest dick probably left on the planet. Something like this occurred some time ago. What is it this time around? Oh, you son of a bitch. Do you see that? My goodness. One of our previous projections focused on the heavens of myth. We had all decided beforehand that the topic of the projection would be heaven, alright, but... She continued her nostalgic musings as she hugged the light bulb close in an embrace. You motherfucker, you wish that was you in her arms. I know you do. Just look at that. Look at those pretty eyes. Look at that little meek face. When I asked if there was a heaven for robots too, everybody in the staff said yes, of course there is one. There was one. That lisp though. Everybody said that the heaven of robots was this wonderful place where parts did not break down or wear out, software did not crash, and batteries never ran dry. Aww, that's so sweet. They said that in the heaven of robots, everything that a robot wished for could come true. I see. So they were cracking such frivolous jokes while they cursed the lack of customers and sipped steaming tea, hot coffee. How the hell did I do that? There must have been many scenes like this in the ruins. In these ruins. God, I cannot read right now. And of course, she must have joined in on these conversations. No doubt she had learned many of her characteristic phrases and stereotypical professional jargon, the trifling contradictions in her knowledge base, and her absolutely absurd patterns of action from her human coworkers. The god of robots lives in the heaven of robots. Remember this. Aww, that's what I'm talking about. Affirmative. Critical data registered. Oh man, this game is gonna get really heavy on the emotions, isn't it? It's already getting me. She replied as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Or, shall we say, her pattern of conversation with me had finally been established. Now that I had gotten used to it, it really was not so bad. Yay! Everybody, round of applause. He likes her now, I think. Looking down at the light bulb held against her chest, she fell silent for another little while. As she did this, she somehow looked far, far older than the age that she had been constructed to look. Mr. Customer, may I ask a question? Sure, what is it? Have you ever prayed to God? No. Well, I may certainly have prayed, but I never expected anything. Is that so? And you? Well, there is something that I would like to ask the god of robots for. For the projector to be fixed, you mean? No. After all, you are taking care of that wish even without my having to pray for it, Mr. Customer. Oh, man. Right in the chest, right in the gut. I almost burst into laughter at the way that she was speaking of it as if it were already a done deal. She believes in you, man. She has all the belief in you that you could fix the machine. You better, you son of a bitch, if you don't fix it. Then what will you pray for? Well, it is about heaven. But just as she mouthed these words, she instantly halted. What is it? Mr. Customer? I'm sorry to bother you, but in 3 minutes it will become 12 a.m., and as protocol I will switch into sleep mode. No, tell me. I want to know. What do you want to pray for? Tell me. Has it already grown that late? That meant that I had been at work for 5 hours, already since she had returned to the projection room. As I stretched while standing atop the stepladder, she said, still seated, Activation out of sleep mode will occur at 9 a.m. Good night until then. Very well. Good night. No, I wanted to know. Hey, wait, are you going to sleep still hugging that thing? She was indeed still holding the fixed star light bulb to her chest. She continued to smile as if she had nothing to worry about in all the world. Aww. And just like that, she closed her eyes. Her information ribbon slowly faded, denoting the fact that she was in hibernation mode. And once again, I became the only thing that stirred in this planetarium. Only excellent in her sleep, is she? Fuck you! Even though there was no way she could have heard me, I could have sworn that I saw her quirking her lips in laughter. This airtight room, bathed by the air conditioning, its operation which only occurred but a single week per year. I had no way of understanding whether it was the machinists of fate or the vagaries of random chance that had landed me here at this time. My god, I just blew it up all through there. There were a few rumors that I could recall about robots. Immediately following the outbreak of the war, a forced stop signal was issued all over RF channels that caused most robots to cease functioning altogether. Oh, Jesus Christ. The fear was probably that someone would compromise the robot software and subsequently turning them into weapons. Just imagine you come across her if they did that, and you're like, oh hey, a cute lady. And then you die. Oh, the stars and all the sky are waiting for you, motherfucker. That's gonna be a running thing now. That's just funny. The outer shell of a robot was nothing but a cluster of organic material and precision electronics. These things, left standing where they stopped no matter whether it was indoors or outdoors, all deteriorated into junk in a matter of years. In other words, the very fact that she was still functional in this day and age was something close to a miracle. Had she been extremely lucky, or had she been extremely unfortunate? Aww. I gently gazed at her sleeping face. This robot, who could go from hard worker to mindless chatterbox and nothing flat, was now sleeping without even dreaming. She held that large light bulb to her chest, and she had a disarming, peaceful smile on her face. Indeed, she seemed to be embracing the very stars. Oh god, man. It's getting heavy. It's getting to me. I'm getting really into this story. Oh. I very carefully oh! What? Okay. Am I just stupid? Because I have never seen this word before, and many others in this game. Or visual novel. You don't really do anything. I very carefully ensconced the fixed star light bulb in its socket, closed the outer casing, and then screwed the assembly down. With this, my repairs were finally at an end. It had already been 3 days since I had first set foot in this place. He fixed it already? She was standing alone in the reception area, accompanied only by uninterrupted sheets of rain. I am finished. Yeah, he finished it! When I called out to her, she turned her whole body around. What the fuck? I said that. When I called out to her, she turned her whole body around to face me, as per usual. Are you saying that you have finished your repairs on Miss Gina? Yes, I have done all that I can. I answered thus. The projector was now waiting merely for the light bulbs to be lit. I had polished all of the moving shafts, lenses, light bulbs, and auxiliary projection devices, swapped out worn parts for newer ones, reassembled everything, and made careful adjustments. How would you even begin to repair that? Maybe you're not so bad. Maybe you're not so bad, Mr. Junker. I still hate you. Kinda. Some of the machinery under electronic control had decayed beyond the point of repair, but that fact did not present an obstacle to the projection itself. There was nothing I could do beyond this. She stared for a little while at me, her face half in doubt. Almost as if she was letting out a breath that she had been holding for a very long time. Ah, Miss Gina's her only friend. I am very happy. And I think Miss Gina is very grateful to you as well. On behalf of all the staff of our establishment, I offer you our humblest gratitude. Thank you so much. Aw. She courteously clasped both hands together and bowed deeply to me. You do not have to thank me, so just show me the stars already. Yes, sir. The next projection will start in 13 minutes. Please feel free to walk in and take a seat while you wait. Yeah, we're gonna see the stars, she said clearly, and then turned from her vantage point at the entranceway to face an information podium. Projections have currently been suspended. She lifted away a placard that had that legend written on it. And moved it back to the side of the reception desk. I stretched my back, and then stared out of the entranceway into a world made hazy by the rain. And then I realized just what it was she was planning on doing. Trying to attract customers? Yes, it is currently 4:47 p.m. and there are still 3 minutes left before admissions for this projection must end. To tell you the truth, we make a lot of money on rainy days like this. The pattern on her ribbon changed. Oh, there's little stars in it now. Aww. Golden stars and letters danced across a cerulean background that matched her uniform quite well. This was probably the best and most professional of her fashions. She looked at me, smiled somewhat shyly, and then turned to face the rain once more. I like this line now. It grew on me. What do you think about the planetarium? That beautiful twinkling of eternity that will never fade, no matter when. All the stars and all the sky are waiting for you, motherfucker. What do you think about the planetarium? I leaned against the wall for a while and simply listened to her. Her volume and her intonation were utterly unchanged from her everyday practice runs. But on this very day, she was mouthing those words with utmost and terribly genuine pride, in order to draw in the people who might be passing by. Her voice resounded like, requiem mass through the abyss. Whoa. Her voice resounded like a requiem mass through the abyss of streets upon which human feet would never again tread. Oh, well, I'm gonna leave you these guys on this cliffhanger. You're welcome. We will see the stars in all the sky with Junker and Reverie in the next episode. See you then.